Haha! Hello, everybody. It's me. Sorry for the quarter past the hour bit there, but I just didn't. I'm so excited. I just didn't want to wait until 3:30 Pacific to start. So hope everyone's had a good week. Hope everybody is doing okay as best we can. I was actually kind of hoping that, it being Friday and all, we'd see whatever's going to drop in terms of vulnerabilities or what have you in the next hour or so. Been furiously resetting my news feeds and my feedlies here to see if something was going to pop up on the old news wire. But yeah, kind of interesting. Even today, we've got some pretty fun news to discuss. I'd like to thank Vog, Happy Fun Time 19 for following us, and Diplo Heisenberg. Of course, Diplo was on last night. I saw in the chat window, and then Caviar 4 also as well. So thank you to our 4 new listeners and followers. Hope they've found some value in our hours here. Been running some reruns. Obviously you don't want to be dark all the time on your stream, but if you are just looking, maybe you've missed a video or two, and I was trying to run different updates. Like I think we ran one with Mr. Betcher and myself a couple weeks ago that we're gonna have out as a long play podcast. Miss Berlin, of course, was last week talking about some various items. This weekend, which we will have as a podcast, probably 1 or 2 episodes. Mick Douglas is going to be coming by to talk with us about blue team things, talking about I wouldn't say simple, but no nonsense kind of ways of talking about, should you be worried about being hacked? What are some of the things you can do? And we've had him on, I think, in, I want to say late December or January with some other issues, but of course everything's gone to pot since then, including an upswing in cyber attacks and what have you. So I thought it would be fun to have him come back, and since he puts a lot of Twitter threads on about here's things you can do, and they seem to it seems to generate quite a bit of discussion. And he has opinions, which his many years of being in IT and security and defense and IR entitles him to have that kind of opinion. So he didn't say. He actually reached out and he said, "Hey, when can you come back on the show?" Hey, Ogbog, thank you for chatting. Appreciate your comment in our chat. First time chatter, that's awesome. Glad you could join us today. So, how are you doing? I'm adjusting my earbuds. I keep reminding myself there's nobody in them right now, so I could take them off if I wanted to. Because I can't hear the audio from my microphone in my ears because it would drive me nuts, which I've got it set up so that it doesn't show that. But yeah, so yeah, there's actually quite a bit going on. Oh, so there is an update from the teens arrested on the LAPSUS crackdown. They did supposedly arrest 7 individuals, but from what I gathered, somebody in the Telegram posted on the LAPSUS Telegram that let me see, where was that? Let me see. LAPSUS post. Let me see. There should be something. There, I saw it on Twitter today. Somebody had posted a screenshot, basically saying, "Hey, you arrested the wrong people. This really, they're not really LAPSUS. There's some skids that were, just collecting Bitcoin or what have you." LAPSUS post got on person. I spell things wrong. Let me see. This is 1 day ago. Maybe they have updates on that. Nobody wants to see that. Right. So researchers have been yeah, doing that. Okay. Busy Beavers, recruiting companies. Let's see, today. There may have been an update for this, but I'm not sure. I know I saw the article. I know I saw a screenshot basically trying to create, the thought that, oh, they got the wrong people, which is a useful tactic there. Yeah, here it is. It was in our news of the day on Slack. So VX Underground, LAPSUS extortion group puts out message approximately 90 minutes ago. That was at 8:15 Pacific time this morning. So that was like 7 a.m. This message has been appeared, but despite UK authorities claiming to have arrested 7 members of the group. So it says, it's come to our attention many users are impersonating LAPSUS staff. Reminder that anyone claiming to be LAPSUS is most likely false. The only public username is, and it's been blurred out, where you can work as an insider and get paid. LAPSUS will never have double your Bitcoin schemes. Only official LAPSUS media is blank and blank. So and this was from March 25th. So if you are on the LAPSUS, oh, hey Queen, what's up? Yeah, if you are on the official LAPSUS Telegram, you probably saw that message. Now, take that as what you will. It could be that 7 legitimate people from LAPSUS got taken in. Maybe they hired a PR company to handle their comms and stuff. I don't know. It could be that somebody has, part of the team has been busted and the other part of the team hasn't, and they're trying to create some reasonable doubt, like, oh, obviously it couldn't be these 7 because they were in prison when this message went out, or whatever. It's like we haven't ever embraced automation from a bad guy point of view. But if they're trying to sow reasonable doubt, it could be what they're trying to do there. And of course, there's the outside chance that UK's dorked this up, and all the people that have been tracking these people for the last year or so are incorrect. Which I know. No, I don't think so. I think they got some of them potentially, maybe not all of them, but they did get some of them. Yeah, hey Queen, how you doing? Hope you had hope your week was okay. We're moving into our 48 hours of not work, or like mine is, it's 12 hours of unwinding and trying to decompress from the work week, 6 hours of actual relaxing time, and then another 12 hours of wigging out and waiting for work to start, and then sleeping. So you got that going for you. So so we have some interesting news. This one, I saw this just recently. I haven't had a chance to read through all of it because I was looking through some news articles. Neil Bridges, a CISO of Query.ai. So he's a startup CISO. Apologies, I've had a lot of meetings today, surprisingly for a Friday, so I've been working through some of that. One of the questions was, how do I demonstrate the ROI of my security program? And I saw this, and I'm working where I am with product security and stuff. It's hard to get. Sometimes it's hard to collect metrics on security stuff. Everybody's like, oh, well, how do we measure success? Queen, it's been very busy for me. Today especially. You get those last minute requirements docs that need to be written by the end of the month, and sometimes you aren't actually given business requirements, so you have to kind of guess and throw some stuff up against the wall. And part of my issue is, I don't know, it feels like, so you're in a cloud and you don't know which way to go, but you have to do something, right? So my thing is, I've gotten to the point where it's like, I'm just going to draw a point, and I am here, right here in this cloud, and it's like, I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to give it to management, and if they don't like it, at least I know that I've gone in a direction. You know, if I just like, oh, I don't know what they're doing, I don't know what they want, you know, and all this and this indecision and blah blah blah, and I wait for somebody to tell me, I'm just going to sit here and float in this cloud and not have a direction to go. So I've been spending the day writing up security requirements for things, and so of course it's still being Friday. You know, people just don't understand. I've not updated since the meeting. Add at it. Just make sure. Saves work. There we go. All right. But yeah, so it's hard to, you know, it's hard to find that. They do not. Yeah, well, I mean, Pacific time here it's like 3:30, so you know, technically it's you know, I've been up and in meetings since 7 a.m. this morning. Hey, Binary Rip, what's up? How you? Talking to Queen here, and we're talking about, you know, really exciting things like what your ROI of your security program is. But we'll be going through either some Try Hack Me or some Hack the Box stuff. Doing all right, Binary. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing okay as well, or as best as can be done. Your mic sounds different. Uh-oh. Different how? Different bad or different good? I'm fairly certain that I have everything set up correctly. I hope I'm not using my laptop microphone. That would be double plus extra good today. Sorry. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, Queen. Thank you. So anyway, my thing has been, it's like I'm floating in this cloud. Otherwise, I need to just take a stand in this case and just say, I'm going to do this. And if this doesn't work for them, at least I know a direction that I need to go. So either, you know, I need to go this way, or I need to do X, I need to do Y. But if I don't give them something, then I'm just sitting here in analysis paralysis and saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So, all right. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I have to work on, because otherwise I over-analysis. I do over-analyze things and then nothing ever gets done, which also feeds my, oh crap, I haven't done anything, or, you know, my anxiety. So just you know, kicking something down the hill here on this. And yeah, all right, anyway. So one of the things that we've been doing is security requirements for you know, products that we're using, and we've been asking for business requirements, and sometimes the business requirements aren't as defined as we'd like them. So we're actually having to kind of fill in the spaces as to, you know, what do you want, what are you looking for, what is secure, what is not. Here are your trade-offs, and you know, if you do X versus Y, you know, X you know, imports this kind of risk, Y imports this kind of risk. But the other thing we constantly get asked is, how do we measure that we're doing good? And it's really hard in security, because as my beautiful wife has mentioned, not just in security, but if security is doing their job, it's hard for us to actually show work that we've done, because in a lot of cases we're not responsible or accountable for things. We're pretty much consulted on how to do something, and then the other teams go out and do it. So yeah, and you know, the Department of No, or the Office of No, which is something this person's probably never had to deal with, I would imagine, as a startup, because they always have the budget to say yes. It's, yeah, enabling the business to take risks and not eliminate risks. You know, part of that is trying to get them to understand what the risks they need to accept, and not making sure that they're not taking on too much risk. I still haven't exactly figured that out yet. I mean, at what point do you say, okay, you've got too much risk, or can you even say that in that case? So. Similarly, cybersecurity teams must understand their company's business goals and align security initiatives accordingly. You have to know what the business goals are first before you can do that. So if your company does not have their business goals defined, it's probably a little late in the year to start thinking about 2022 goals. Or at least make a couple and then follow through with that. It could be that your own organization, being security or what have you, will find problem areas and write goals against them, not necessarily business goals. So too many security teams try to push their security initiatives as priorities for the business, when in fact those initiatives may be business negatives, right? Well, let's say business objectives to increase manufacturing on a line running end-of-life operating software. Some security professionals would increase security controls in an attempt to prevent downtime associated with an attack. Okay. This approach doesn't increase productivity. In fact, it might have the opposite effect and reduce manufacturing efficacy. That could be true. I would have picked a better example there, but it is what it is. Rather, security teams need to take a step back and evaluate how they put a business security strategy in place that does increase productivity on the manufacturing line. Sometimes you do have to take a pragmatic approach to this. Especially in some industry verticals, you will have to, what's the lesser of two evils? Let me see. You've got log retention that needs to be done because you've got to create telemetry for an app or a service. But let's say the log or telemetry holds PII, like user IDs or device, handset IDs or something like that, where it's like, oh, I know that this account sent that. Without the telemetry and the logs and the PII, you can't necessarily, do things like, check for logs, check for issues with the application or a certain person's application, troubleshoot items, troubleshoot a network, congestion or what have you. There might be the lesser of two evils here. It's like, well, we can do this, but the trade-offs are, we're storing PII for X number of days or something like that. And you have to run that through management and go, look, we need to be able to collect these logs to do this, but that also means we're collecting the data for 2 weeks. And that has customer data in it, or PII data, or handset IDs, or IMEIs, or whatever. You'll find those are the kinds of risks that you have to help them understand, from a business risk, which one is worse. So, they'll be able to get 2 weeks worth of customer data, or we'll be able to troubleshoot if there's a major issue on the network. And you may come up with two options and somebody else will come up with a third option. It's like, well, why are we storing the user ID? Can't we just scrub that out? And, security doesn't have to be an all or nothing kind of thing. Other people could come up with ideas on how to scrape out the PII and make it so that it's still useful, or hash that user ID or something like that, so that you don't have to worry about, storing that PII, for instance. So let me see. Security teams need to step back and evaluate how they can put a better security strategy. Understanding what the CEO and CFO find to be the biggest business drivers and aligning your strategies to those drivers will ultimately correlate to a perception that cyber is tied to profitable business objectives, thus increasing the ROI of your cyber expenditure. That's true. I guess that makes sense. The other thing is, we really only see security when it appears something is wrong. Oh, okay. Sorry, Binary Rip. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Yeah, I mean, security has always been considered a drain on operating costs because it's just the cost of doing business. So it's been considered an expense. If you can find a way for security to be a differentiator in your environment, so you have a device and our device is better because we put TLS on our network connections where our competitors do not. You could use that as a selling point to show how you're bringing value to your devices. But yeah, I mean, there's other ways that you can do that. Working with various teams to see what their pain points are. I've seen a lot of that where I'm working with teams and I have to remember that even though I am security, those folks are under the same type of deadlines and under the same kind of gun as I am with regards to getting things out in deliverables. And if I'm in the way, then I need to figure out a better way to help them get to where they are. So I've come to understand that in the last 2.5 years. It has not been completely a picnic, but it's something you have to deal with. Beforehand, it was all like, no, you got to patch. This is a patch. This needs to be patched immediately. We got to patch all the things. Do this, do that. Black or white, and you're not making any friends if you just treat it as a black and a white kind of thing. So, or a 1 or a 0 or a binary kind of thing where it's like, you either do it or you're wrong. So let me see. If a business is profitable, the executive team may not see an immediate impact, potentially thousands of cyber attacks they're reporting on. However, if the security team slightly evolves their metrics to demonstrate how much time was spent responding to phishing in that region, how many laptops they had to re-image because of the USB malware every month, or the amount of downtime production line had because of an end-of-life operating system, they can directly tie these cybersecurity events to lost revenue and risky situations. This knowledge is what business leaders need to better understand security risks and their potential impact on the business and security's role in keeping the organization safe. I must have talked a lot today. I'm just going to leave that right there. So anybody had anybody found the more pragmatic approach to communication and building was actually more helpful in the long run for a security team, or what's in your organizations? How is security viewed in your opinion? That should be an easy question for everybody. If you're not in security or you're trying to get into security, how does the company feel about their security team? And if you're in security, how do you feel about your security team, or how do you feel about other parties in your company? Yeah, that'd be a good one. What is this? I didn't click on this. Oh, approaches risk management. I didn't realize it was a video. So okay. So this was an interesting message. The U.S. is saying Kaspersky Software, which creates Kaspersky AV and other software bits, pose an unacceptable risk to national security. I don't know if the government uses Kaspersky. I would assume they were worried. The FCC has added. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem, Queen. It would be interesting, and once you, I'm assuming you're talking about like an intern. Are you an internship? Are you doing an internship? Are you trying to get an FTE position? Queen says, I'm still a student and will not have any experience with an org until the summer. So, are you graduating and going out into the workforce? So the FCC has added the Kaspersky to the national security banned list. Also included China Telecom and China Mobile International USA. So there you go. Brendan Carr, the FCC commissioner, Their addition to the covered list means they're prohibited from receiving support from the FCC's Universal Service Fund. Oh, okay. All right, Queen. So internship. Okay. Oh, very cool. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, my mentee AJ is he's looking to finish his degree in I think December, late this year, I believe. So pretty cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for any potential internships that are coming out. Usually around like summertime. You're right. I think they try to push those out to other companies or to Twitter or whatever. But I'll keep an eye out if you have anything in particular you'd like to apply for. So. Let me see. HackerOne suspended the bug bounty program of Kaspersky. Indefinitely suspended its bug bounty program. Wow. Okay. So HackerOne's decision follows another blow received by a Russian company after the Federal Office of Information Security warned companies against Kaspersky products. Now the reason is historically Kaspersky was based out of Russia. Sure, no problem, Queen, no problem. And even though I believe in the last few years they had moved a lot of their servers and infrastructure to Switzerland, obviously that's I wouldn't call it a token effort here, but people from inside the Russian Federation could potentially still be accessing those servers. So it's unless nobody from Russia has access to those servers, there still could be influence there. You know what I mean? So so yeah, there's been some fairly high-profile ones: Huawei, ZTE, Hytera Communications, Dahua. Apologies for that one. HIK Vision, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Kaspersky's getting the benefits of being on the banned list. Don't know when they'll be off of it, if they'll ever make it off of it. But so that also includes any linked companies, subsidiaries, and affiliates. Okay, well, that's good to know. If you have, I wonder if you have Kaspersky in your environment. What are you doing there? If anybody has their organization is involved with Kaspersky. Yeah. I would imagine that you're ripping that out pretty quick or shutting that down. And I wonder. So if you don't have anything to replace it, what do you do? Is it safer to keep it running until you've gotten a replacement AV or endpoint security solution, or do you uninstall it all immediately? Sorry. Or do you uninstall it completely immediately and just deal with the ramifications of not having an EDR, or maybe you turn on Windows Defender until you're back up and running. Just a thought. So, yeah, one of the other stories I saw, Honda has a oh no, Honda has a replay vulnerability that allows attackers to unlock and start some Honda and Acura cars. Oh, that's too bad. To carry out the attack, threat actors capture the R signals. I don't know what the R signals are. Maybe restart. Okay, so replay attack, RF signals. I think they meant RF signals. So if you use an SDR or software-defined radio, you can capture signals like garage doors opening, or in this case, key fob dongles being pressed. The same way that you would train your garage door opener. Yeah, definitely, Queen. If you have a Honda or an Acura vehicle, let me see, do they have a list of? Okay, here they are. According to researchers, vehicles impacted by this bug include the 2016 to 2020 Honda Civics. So if you have a 2016 to 2020 Honda Civic, LX, EX, EXL, Touring, Sci, or Type R, it could be possible to, manipulate the captured commands. So there you go. So for example, in one of his tests, Barry recorded the lock command sent by the key fob. That's interesting. So these are bits. So okay, so it must be like it's almost like there's a set value limit, like say 900 characters or something. And this is the payload area if it was an IP address. So this would be like the middle area that tells everything what to do. So there's certain bits in there like 10010101001, and by manipulating those flipped bits from up to down or down to up, you can unlock the vehicle. And okay, so there's another one here, Acura TSX, and then Honda's Accord, HRV, which I think is their minivan, the Civic hatchback, and the LX. So there you go. That's rough. That is rough. Honda has no plans to update older models. Oh, well, see, that's another problem with older technology or IoT devices. You may never actually, get updates after a certain point. I mean, I have a Pixel 6, and one of the big selling features for it that they were highlighting was, well, you're going to get 5 years worth of updates on your Pixel 6. I have a Pixel 5, and after 2 years, it's going to be out of security updates. Now, security updates, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll get like new features or whatever. They're specifically issues of a security nature. If there's another Log4j out there, you'll get updates for that. I am so sorry, y'all. Must be I'm not breathing enough or something. But yeah, I mean, what systems will not get those updates? Let's see. Multiple automakers use legacy technology for implementing remote lock-unlock functionality, and as such may be vulnerable to determined or technologically sophisticated thieves. Honda, yeah, software-defined radio is not expensive. Matter of fact, I think you can probably see software-defined radio. Let's see, you can get kits for like $50. Yeah, see, here's HackRF1. Let me see, let me boost this up a little bit. This one will do 1 megahertz to 6 gigahertz operating frequency, has a transceiver and half duplex, will send 20 million samples a second, compatible with GNU radio, SDR, pound and more, software configurable RX and TX gains, has a software controlled antenna power port, so you can boost the signals or lower the signals. Yeah, and it's USB powered, and it uses open source hardware. Ubertooth is another good one. It's for wireless development. You got the Yardstick one, which does certain frequencies. I actually had a TV tuner that you could modify back in the day that would allow you to, that came with an amplifier that you could use to boost your stuff or to get to different parts of the wireless spectrum. Here's another one, Kiwi SDR, goes from 10 kilohertz to 30 megahertz, custom built board connected to a BeagleBone Black computer. You just add an antenna, power supply, and a network connection. So software is on a micro SD card. That's how much space it'll hold. So I mean, there are a ton of these things out there. You can even get one that looks like a dongle here. Yeah, these things aren't expensive. I mean, let me see. Let's go look at the Seed Studio one here. Oh, it's unavailable. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's go check out the Bluetooth 1 SDR. Okay, so it's 150 bucks. It is what it is. That's not what I would call expensive. That may be expensive for some folks. That's a fair cop. Really depends on what you're trying to get out of it. So the Hack RF1. Okay, so that one's obviously a little more expensive, but it does a ton of stuff. I mean, like I mentioned in the doc, it does 1 megahertz to 6 gigahertz. So, I mean, you'd want to go down into, get into the smaller versions of these, the 10 kilohertz area. So you would need an SDR kit if you wanted the lower versions of these things. But yeah, I mean, depending on how much of an enthusiast you are, if you know you're going to do a lot of this stuff, 329 might be worth it. Or, if you're a bad guy and you want to steal a Honda or an Acura for, to support your street racing habit for extra parts, then this may be more than worth the amount of money. I say street racing because I do know that a lot of my friends were into Hondas and Acuras when I was in high school because they liked the racing part of it. So I'm not sure about the newer versions of those, but yeah. Me? No, I was dirt poor, so yeah, I did not have a car until I bought one of my own. So, but yeah, so here's the video of. Okay, so it's not wanting to play, but there's a link put in the chat window. There we go. If anybody's interested in reading about that replay attack. So let me see. We have doink. Close that. Close that. So while I am very unhappy with Utah passing certain legislation overriding a governor's veto of trans athletes and what have you, they did pass a data privacy law. So Utah can kiss my entire ass, but they did put up a Customer Privacy Act, very similar to how California, Virginia, and Colorado are doing. And they're also follow the model established in Europe's GDPR. But yeah, Utah can bite me. Other than that, so Utah's Privacy Act does not give consumers the ability to correct inaccuracies in their personal data, unlike California, Virginia, and Colorado. So organizations will also not be required to obtain opt-in consent to process sensitive data, but they will have to provide consumers with a clear notice and an opportunity to opt out of processing personal data. So there is some things to be said about it. It sounds like some of it's pretty good. This enforcement process will be under a novel multi-layered system, which will give data controllers and processors 30 days to fix the violation. If the issue is not resolved, they face up to $7,500 per violation. Okay. Oh, and unlike other state privacy laws, the controllers will not be required to conduct data protection assessments before engaging in processing activities that present a heightened risk of harm to consumers or to conduct cybersecurity audits or assessments. So, what? So they don't have to do any testing to make sure that the controls they put in place are actually good or not. We want you to protect the data, but we don't want you to have to test to make sure that the data controls or the security controls in place are actually good. That's interesting. Well, hopefully they'll be, some of these companies and businesses will be covered under different requirements like PCI or SOC or something like that. I wonder if, so let's say the company's in Utah, but the data is stored on an Amazon instance that's in Washington. I wonder if the device, I wonder if the Utah Privacy Act is, good for that data, or if it's where the data is actually stored. So that's an interesting question to ask. You get into things like data sovereignty at that point, not just because it's in the United States, but elsewhere. So I don't think there's anything else of note. I wanted to refresh my screen here to see if anything had fell out of the sky from an InfoSec point of view. Anonymous leaks. 28 gigs of data stolen from Central Bank of Russia. Okay, great. We talked about that one yesterday. Finding bugs to trigger unauthenticated command injection in Netgear routers. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, it's been a couple days since I've played around on TryHackMe. Let me let's go see what's going on in there. So we did some hack the box the other day. That was kind of interesting. You have to pay for it to be able to get unlimited access. I did pay for TryHackMe. I'm trying to decide which is the way. In this case, continue doing TryHackMe because that's what I have my Minty doing, or do hack the box because I read through some of the we went through some of the documentation the other night. It seems like it's a it has, obviously it has name cache, the hack the box stuff. A lot of people are very well known with that. TryHackMe's less well known. I mean, I know a lot of people that use it, so it's a different kind of deal. So it might be interesting to review, and we can do either one. We can move back and forth between them. I don't have a problem with that. So, but yeah. Unfortunately, I'm having to pay for both of these, and that's okay, Queen. We got I think it was the Wednesday cast we did some of the Hack the Box stuff. Are you doing Hack the Box or TryHackMe, or are you doing both actually? Because not the cross-site scripting stuff, but the SSRF stuff was somewhat easier. But the areas. Let me see, what was it? The SSRF one, I had issues with one of the exercises in there. The file inclusion stuff was somewhat interesting. I do remember struggling a little bit with that one, but yeah, Queen, we got the videos online. If you can run through those real quick. The one thing I like about TryHackMe is the answers. It's like you've got 10 asterisks, so you have a rough idea. Oh, okay, cool. Well, as long as you're following along with both. The problem I had with Hack the Box was it just gives you a text box with no answers in it. So Hack the Box. My issue with that is it's like it doesn't allow you to guess what the answer might be. And things like Parrot OS I had issues with. So I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to hide my browser for a second while I try to log in to Hack the Box. There we go. Okay, so I didn't have to do any of that. Oh, now I have to log in. Okay. There we go. Okay, let me turn off this. Okay, good. All right. Oh, new challenge category. Game Pwn. Okay. Starting point. Go play 18 machines in 3 tiers. All right. I'm a noob. Yay. Okay. Very cool. All right. Academy. Well, wait, what's the starting point thing here? Are you beginning in hacking? Well, everybody's a beginner in hacking, probably. Complete tier 0 free machines to unlock tier 1. Complete tier 1 free machines to unlock tier 2. Oh. My security analysis class has me trying a site called hellboundhackers.org. Let's go let's go check that one out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, yeah, I am using an ad blocker. Thank you very much. Okay, so I see some challenges and stuff here. So Queen, I think there's probably room for both. I don't want to spread it too thin because as I get to the end of the month here, I'm going to have to start really thinking about how often I'm going to be on, what we're going to be doing. Obviously, one episode a week of streaming is going to be the podcast/stream on Sundays, which is I think we're going to keep Sunday evenings to be the podcast stream. I don't expect to be streaming every day. Maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, or every once in a while Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. I'm trying to figure out something that keeps me doing this regularly, in addition to Sunday, but make sure that everybody gets what they're gets worth out of this, gets access. So. I don't mind continuing Try Hack Me. I mean, there's obviously, we have 3 of them now that people have suggested. I mean, you mentioned Hellbound Hackers, which is kind of interesting. I never heard of this one before. Try Hack Me's out there. Looks like I got 3 more modules to finish the junior pen tester version here. But I mean, I consider it to be like the Twitch games. It's like, one night I might be streaming Valorant, the next night might be Elden Ring, the next night might be whatever the latest version in the Half-Life series is. We're just going to play some Halo tonight and be all retro and stuff. I mean, it could be Monday nights is going to be Try Hack Me night. Thursdays might be, Hellbound Hackers. I'm just trying to find a nice happy medium here on this. So that everybody can be involved, and if you're not doing Hack the Box, then the night you're doing Try Hack Me, you may join, or if you're doing both, then it's all the better. So I'm just trying to I'd love for any feedback you might have. If you prefer one over the other, we can definitely talk about that. Trying to treat this as like a study group kind of thing, and not like hey, I'm just going to get on and do what I want. So yeah. I think because I was doing the cross-site scripting stuff and I started it, I'll go ahead and continue working on that one. And I'll talk to AJ about Hack the Box as well. It looks like that they're trying to go the OSCP route with some of this stuff, like they have an enterprise version, or they have a certification program. It would be interesting to get some kind of cross-section to find out, do people actually treat, if you've done all the Try Hack Me stuff, is that the same as doing all of the Hack the Box stuff or whatever? I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool. I appreciate that, Queen. I appreciate that. Yeah, what I want is, I know that some people are out on certs, but if you could show in a job interview, hey, you know what, I'm, if I'm like my dashboard here. Let me go look at my dashboard. So let's say I'm really, all in on the Try Hack Me stuff, and my rank is, within the top 5% or something. If I put that on a resume as like, look at all the stuff that I've done, I'm in the top 5% on Hack the Box and whatever, would anybody be impressed with that? If I'm trying to break into InfoSec, if I'm trying to break into a security job, somebody might ask you, well, I noticed you do a lot of, what do you do on the side? Well, I do a lot of Try Hack Me. Oh, really? You any good at that? Well, I'm in the top 5%. Ooh, maybe you could talk about how you've walked through some of these things, or that kind of thing. Or is somebody going to be like, Try Hack Me, okay, they're kind of good, whatever. But if you could say, well, I'm in the top 1% of, Hack the Box, and I've done, I did the nightmare stage, or I'm in the tier 2 of all of the Hack the Box stuff. Is it, obviously if you can't afford to do like an OSCP or something like that, showing your work on these things, or I did the CTF inside, I did the CTF on Hack the Box, and I ended up 15th out of 150 people or something like that, just to. Yep. Yeah, Queen, definitely. People that are studying for OSCP, I believe that there's actually whole. Let me see. Studying for OSCP, there are blog posts about. Yeah, so here's one like, yeah, hey, I passed the OSCP. Let me see there. Usually they have like, hey, here's a list of Hack the Box OSCP study Hack the Box. There, yeah, how to hack the box. There it is. Well, no, that's not what I wanted. That's freaking Udemy. Yeah, here we go. So there's there's more than one of these pages out there for this. I mean, like they're using Cherry Tree for their templates, for CTF templates. I actually tried using this CTF template. There's these various items. Let me see, write-ups. No, that's not it. Let me see, where is it? Hack the box walkthrough, prep guide. Was it John J. Hacking? Okay, yeah. Hacker exploit ethical, yes. Create a try hack me account. Okay, so this guy, John J. Hacking, which I actually follow him on Twitter, suggests doing everything under the sun with regards to try hack me. Read hacking books. Penetration testing hands-on guide. That one might be a little long in the tooth. Yeah, if you stumble upon data material in a book you're reading, aspire to understand Linux well enough to adapt to the recommended pen testing tools. Intermediate hackers. Yeah, you can go check that link out. There was at one time when I was trying to work on mine, like a list of VulnHub boxes you could download for, trying the different things like post-exploitation or running Metasploitable. I just wish I could find it. It's been a while since I've had to deal with that, but let's see here. So yeah, he's suggesting try hack me as well. So okay, there you go. There's another try hack me. Okay, so far I'm seeing a lot of good for try hack me. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, a lot of OSCP, and when I went through, I actually had the labs and everything, and I was trying to study them. The problem I had with OSCP was you have a set amount of time to do the lab bit, and when I was working at my previous job 2 jobs ago, I didn't have the time to sit down and actually commit to it. So I would buy 60 days worth of lab time and it's gone. So I lost $1,000 there trying to make that happen. So yeah, never did get my OSCP. Never even got close to testing for it. I got stuck on a couple of the exercises on doing buffer overflows and stuff, and of course, I still don't find the OSCP community very friendly. The try harder thing from folks that are already there. Oh, you need to try harder. Yeah, you know what? Bit of a dick. So don't be that way. If if you can't share what you know, then you're not much of a hacker. So let's see, resources. VulnHub practice machines. Here we go. All right. Yes, this is a good one here. So if you are there's a good write-up. So Chioptrix, yeah, the Chioptrix ones are pretty good. So these were the ones that this person suggested. Stefan, I don't know if that's a he or she or they. So yeah, the Chioptrix ones are pretty good. The good thing I like about these is, these will get you where you need to go and make the lab time hopefully less. Less time you're paying for lab time is good. A lot of the go for it, Queen. If you can get it, you'll be doing it far better than I ever did. So that was also when I couldn't get my OSCP and couldn't think my way through some of these items. That's when I realized, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be a red teamer. Hey, Oreo Bite, what's up? What machines do you recommend for Active Directory exploitation practice? That is a good question, Oreo Bite. Let me see. Virtual machines, Active Directory exploitation. Okay, let's see. That's probably not it, but that looks like an interesting site. I'll just leave that one in there for people if they want to take a look at that one. How to build an Active Directory hacking lab. Building an Active Directory lab. Okay, let's copy that. No, wait. Spooky Sec. Okay. If you've ever done Active Directory on Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Pentester Academy, and thought, wow, that was really fun, who says that? That's a sick person. Well, I certainly have. Pen testing, most interesting topics to me is Active Directory. Okay. You can go and download, actually you can go download free copies of 10, 11, or Server 2019. They're completely free. For a while there, our friend, let me see, what was it? Modern.ie, I think, is the link that, no, that's not it. It was, oh crap. There was a link at one point where you could download free versions for, no, this is it. This is it. Virtual machines. There you go. Ray Bango, he is at Ray Bango on Twitter, was or currently is the team that manages the VM releases of these things for testing bits. So if you're looking for an ISO of Windows 10, you can go down here and grab 1809 and download either Vagrant, VirtualBox, VMware Hyper, or VR Parallels, and you get a free evaluation copy of Windows that you can use to do testing on. So they say these expire after 90 days. So you they actually recommend setting a snapshot when you first install the machine you can roll back to later. So there you go. And the password to your VM is password. So. But yeah, if you want already set up versions of Windows that you can use, those are great. Doesn't look like there's Windows 11 boxes, but you can test it on 7, 8.1, or 10. So that's still pretty new. Oh, good point, Queen. Good point, Queen. Also, I believe you can get discounts if you're a veteran. If you go to the Microsoft store and you need licenses for things, if you use like ID.me, you can, or you're a student, I believe, students or veterans, you can get discounts on software through Microsoft if you're looking for stuff like that. Anyway, back to building an Active Directory lab. Did I put Spooky Sec in there? I did not. Let me go ahead and do that for y'all, just in case. If y'all don't learn anything from me, you've got a bunch of new links that you can always connect to and get hooked on, and maybe that'll get you to where you need to go. So what resources or books when it comes to, Jesus, man, let's see, modifying C2. It's a good question. So no starch books. I want to say that there's a couple of books there about, let me see, where is it? Oh yeah, John DiMaggio. I actually reached out to him, The Art of Cyber Warfare. It's up for pre-order. Attacking Network Protocols, that's actually a pretty good one. I'm not saying that's a C2 framework, but Black Hat Go. So in this, the Black Hat Go one, you can actually use DNS tunnels to establish C2 channels. I'm not sure why you would want to modify existing C2 networks. Oreo Byte, are you looking to use existing C2 frameworks for other things? But yeah, No Starch has some pretty good stuff as well. I would suggest highly to use the, hello Angie, or sorry, Angel, on Hale. Yeah, there's a number of books here about Gray Hat Python, How to Hack Like a Ghost. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. So pen testing Azure applications. You can get the POC GTFO Bibles if you really want them. There's a ton of books in here on that. I don't know about boot kits and root kits might actually be pretty good. It's about reversing malware. You know, if anybody else has any other thoughts about what Oreo Byte is asking for, you can definitely check that out. Boot Kits and Root Kits is not a bad book. I've actually taken a look through that. Do I own that book? If I own that book, I probably have given it away to somebody because I tend to not keep books I like. So, oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, that's good to know. Yeah, there's a ton of books here, and there's other books elsewhere. I mean, you could go over to, let's see. I was actually looking for Active Directory exploitation stuff before I got sidetracked. It was like, ooh, shiny. Okay. Building in my. See, Active Directory. Active Directory exploitation cheat sheets. VMs. Okay. Game of Active Directory. Here we go. Really? Okay. It's a pen test Active Directory lab product. The lab is to give pen testers a vulnerable Active Directory environment ready to use to practice usual attack techniques. Well, Oreo Byte, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, but you might give that a shot. Looks like they use Vagrant, and you're gonna need to do a little jiggery pokery to get this thing to work. You're gonna need Vagrant and Vuln VirtualBox. So that's a good one. The link's in the chat there. Let me see. Here's another one. Commando VM. Is this a deliberately vulnerable one? Let's see. Offensive VM. Oh, okay. Let's see. Commando VM. Pen testers. Oh, is this another? Let's see here. Offensive VM, fully customizable Windows-based security distribution for pen testing and red teaming. Oh, okay. This is not what you're looking for, Oreo, but there's yet another penetration testing variant for those of you looking for that. Let me see. Scroll back. Yeah, here's Bloodhound, misconfigurations, pen testing Active Directory, hardening lab. Is this a deliberately vulnerable? Let me see. This lab provides you with a program to run to make virtual machines vulnerable. Do not run this outside of your virtual. Well, here's an interesting one. So 2019 server virtual machine, and it will make a deliberately vulnerable 2019. At least that's what it looks like it says. Okay, so there's another option. Oh, Ring Zero Team, Queen. Another good one is Ring Zero Team. They do a lot of stuff as well. I mean, there's a lot of crack news and stuff in this one. Let me see. Ring Zero. It's Ring Zero Team.com, I think. Yeah. Here's the Ring Zero online CTF. It's like a forever CTF for that. There you go. Oh yeah, good one there. Yeah. Let's click on that link. Yeah, TTPs for that, service discovery without network port scanning, PowerShell script to list all SPNs. Yeah, Ring Zero Team is actually, it's not what I would consider. It really just depends on the challenges, but they have 300 different challenges in 15 different categories, ranging from coding challenges to cryptography, forensics, jail escaping, JavaScript malware analysis, honing Linux, reverse engineering, shell codes, SDR stuff even. So there you go. a lot of interesting stuff there. So yeah, some of this is actually probably thinly veiled recruiting tools. Like Praetorian Security, I believe, still has some games on their site where if you get through all of the challenges, I'm imagining there's a flag where it'll be like, hey, email these people, and if you've gotten all the way through that challenge, they want to talk to you because they think you've got some chops. So sometimes it's sometimes these, especially for Ring Zero, which is a company all by itself, they're recruiting challenges for folk. So yeah, that's quite a bit of stuff there. Good job. Yeah. Scratch myself. Let me see. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can. Reverse engineering and cryptography are the areas I need most practice. Well, there was definitely some cryptography stuff there. I can't guarantee there's going to be walkthroughs for those. So if you do get stumped, you'll have to find people far smarter than me to help you walk through some of that items. Yeah. So yeah, this right exploitation cheat sheet. Hello. What's up? I don't. I'm screaming. Yep. What's up? Okay. All right. Good times. Oh. Okay. Well, I got another 15 minutes here. So, yeah, check out those OSCPs if you're looking to, reduce your amount of lab time. Yeah, reverse engineering malware is painful, and it's easy to screw that up, isn't it? Where you can make that mistake there. So, yeah, I think we're a little late on that. Google and yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of Google or YouTube stuff out there for that. So, yeah. Let me see what else. It is. If you watch IPPSec stuff, yeah, he does some excellent videos. So, yeah, there he is. He's on YouTube. He goes through some of the recently retired boxes. He's a legend. Yeah, so talking about all kinds of stuff. He's gone through Hack the Box, where some of the older stuff like Spider Nightmare was like a 2-hour version of that. Honestly, I don't know. He's super talented person, and he definitely can check out some of these. And he spends time actually doing production values, so it's pretty good if you get the chance to check out what's going on with him. Vulnerable, active, deliberately vulnerable, active. Yeah. No. Oh, yeah, here's another one. Yeah, so that one is, yeah, create a vulnerable Active Directory, hacker gadgets. So, whoa, okay, that's awkward. Yeah, there we go. Don't know if we've done this one yet here. Yeah, Oreo, I actually found I found IPP Rocks. If you go to his YouTube page, he does say to go to IPP.rocks or what have you. There's another deliberately vulnerable AD host that you can check out, and you can play with workstations. You'll be able to do all of these things: silver, golden ticket, pass the hash, pass the ticket, SMB signing, user objects with default passwords, password spraying. So you'll get to do all of the fun things you want to do there, Oreo Byte, for your Active Directory checks and things. Well, Queen, if the at the minimum we can do is get a bunch of helpful links for folks. I consider myself job done if I'm just helping people and facilitating them getting what they need. So, yeah. Think. Let's see. What are some of the most common security issues with Active Directory? For us, too many domain admins, deploying systems to default settings, sure. Thinking an Active Directory domain is the security boundary, right? 100%. Let me see what else. Over-permissioned service accounts. That's a good one too. Service accounts with passwords less than 20 characters. Should service accounts have passwords? I thought the point of service account was it runs as a service and you don't actually need credentials. Using group policy preferences to manage credentials. Please don't do this. That's funny. I mean, they even call it, please don't do this. Running non-essential roles and services on domain controllers not patched promptly, unpatched systems, yeah. REI would also check out OA Labs on Twitch. It's like IPPSec for malware. All right, so twitch.tv. Are you self-promoting there on Hale? OA Labs. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, I'm just kidding. If it, I have no. Let's see. OA Labs. There we go. Okay, so they get a follow from me, and Control C, Control V. Boink. There you go. Streaming Thursdays and Sundays between 1300 Eastern and sometimes in between. Well, there you go. They got let me see how many videos they got on here. Oh, no videos found. Oh, that's unfortunate. I assume if you subscribe, you would gain access to like the last 14 days or something like that. Or they've put them online on YouTube or something like that. So, but yeah. So there you go. There's a link. I wish there were. Looks like nobody's. I'm the only InfoSec Twitch stream on right now. That doesn't bode well for me. I was hoping we would get a raid or something going on, but I do appreciate everybody coming on. The 9 viewers that we have so far. Thank you all for coming. Hope you found value in our discussions here and our links and our comments and just our chats back and forth. Please feel free to follow and or sub if you'd like. Thank you. Thanks, Urizen Lux. Appreciate that. We will have our Sunday night stream of BreakSec podcast / stream will be with. Why am I running blank right now? Better Safety. Mick Douglas. We're going to have Mick Douglas on talking about some stuff on Sunday evening, and just trying to help folks out. So let's see. Okay. Well, I think we've done as much damage as we could here with regards to finding things. I was hoping for the Friday afternoon, bad thing that was going to drop to ruin everybody's weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, gotta close that out. And so I'll leave you with this link about, the top things that you do wrong on your AD servers. And yeah, I'm gonna go get some dinner, and I'll be back tomorrow for a couple hours. But yeah, I am trying to work on a more regular schedule. We're going to be doing, yeah, LAPSUS. We talked a little bit about LAPSUS. They arrested the 7, but then somebody posted on Telegram, hey, they were all skids. You didn't get the right people. These are the legitimate people and contacts and what have you. Depending on who you believe or want to believe, they've had really bad OPSEC, or they are unable to. Some automation may have been put into place to have a bot send that out. It could be any one of a number of things. I mean, they could be legitimately right that those are just a bunch of skids, or yeah, exactly. Who knows? I think it'll all come out. I think there were some security researchers that were actually tracking the people that got arrested for almost a year. So, I had mentioned that it seemed like their OPSEC was pretty poor if they could, track them for a year. But, we'll see. It'll come out in the wash. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody getting on. Oh, man, 10 people. Wow. Okay. Appreciate all of that. If you've missed, yeah, fingers crossed that we got, fingers crossed that we got them or that we didn't get them in this case. I think if you're an NVIDIA employee, you may be breathing a sigh of relief if you think that they're actually, legitimately arrested. But yeah, right, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go get some dinner. Y'all can hang out. Feel free to rewatch the beginning of this. I think I went through the Honda cars being replay attacks and what have you. Yeah, the LAPSUS stuff came back, and yeah, I'm gonna be on tomorrow sometime, probably in the afternoon or so. If anybody has anything else, you can bang Discord and get invited to our stream. Thank you to Stream Element Bot. Thank you, Mr. Bot, for sending out the reply. I don't know if everybody can see that, but if you do the bang Discord, you'll be able to see the invite. Have a code of conduct. We're moderated. We have channels on there. If you decide you want to be a patron of our podcast stream and elsewhere, you get access to various channels. Or if you want to boost the Discord, you'll be able to access other channels as well. We've got some modifications up in there. So, cool, excellent. Thanks, Queen. Appreciate that. All right. Well, I'm gonna go. Have a good night. Y'all take care. Be kind and be safe and to be well and do what you can to make other people's lives better. So have a good night and see you soon.